Ajay, please. Ajay, please. Where is that? I thought you disappeared. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We will have to keep it, everybody, the panelists, please remember, 3 to 5 minutes only, except the former Prime Minister Khakan. He can talk as long as he wants, but actually, please, not more than 3 to 5 minutes, please. 3 to 5. Okay. I welcome Shahid Khakan Abbasi to the first Pakistan meeting forum.
On है अभी on है
There's a lot of things I can say, but I'll say that at the end, the conclusion. At the moment, I will start by saying that let us start with Michael. You go first. You first. Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon. Can everyone hear me? Great. So it's been a great few days. This is the second year in a row that I've been here, and I have to thank my dear friend Ikram for inviting me last year and this year. Always great to connect with old friends and meet new ones. So the topic of this session is Pakistan First, and I've been trying to figure out exactly what that means. I'm going to assume it's not referring to America first, and some play on that. So I won't go there, though happy to address any questions along those lines. But maybe I could just offer some very brief general comments on how I look at Pakistan today, and apologies if this repeats some of what I've said over the last few days. You know, we started out the other day by talking about why we've been drawn to Pakistan. I've been studying Pakistan for about 20 years, and one thing that's always drawn to me to Pakistan is how it defies odds. Right when you think it's going to collapse, it doesn't. When you think the economy is going to melt, it doesn't. And that has also caused many people to talk about how Pakistan is resilient. But one thing I tend to put out there as a caveat when we talk about resilience in Pakistan, resilience is a good thing, absolutely. Pakistan is resilient. The problem is, being resilient can also be problematic, right? Why is that? Because if you're resilient, it means that you are essentially involved in efforts to manage how things are. You try to, deal with problems, get by, muddle through, whatever term you want to use. The problem with that is that it allows you to address challenges at the current moment, but it does not put you in a position to think about how to move forward and address these deep-seated, entrenched challenges that cause you to need to be resilient to start with, right? And I think that's why these types of conversations are important, to talk about what Pakistan can do, what it should do to get out of this. I don't want to use the term rut, but it's experiencing some of the same challenges ever since independence. I think that's quite clear. One thing I said yesterday is that it seems that every government that's been in office in Pakistan says that we're going to be the government that passes structural reforms, that successfully concludes a reform agenda. The current one has said that as well. It's not easy to do that. But I think an interesting discussion to be had is, what does Pakistan really need to do to become a country with an economy that is stable, that can enjoy sustained growth, and can become a true middle power, regional power, whatever you want to use. Pakistan has been more active on the global stage the last year, as we've discussed already. But my argument is that could be short-lived, just because I think Pakistan lacks the capacity to deliver economically on the global stage over the long term. And you could be a country that doesn't have much military power, and you could still be a significant global player if you have economic clout, sustained economic clout, Singapore, UAE. But if you don't have that long-term economic stability, it's going to be difficult to continue to be prominent on the global stage. And I think this is where Pakistan is today. So not sure how long we were supposed to speak for. I've probably already spoken more than I should have. So I'll wrap up there. But that's maybe a sort of tee things up for a discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you just got the right time.
Oh,
right.
Great.
And let's go with the worker.
Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's at the risk of repeating what we probably said before yesterday also, but I'll do that again. I think Pakistan first. I would have actually said it Pakistan now, because I think that's where I say is what has the momentum and the perception and the acceptance of what it is happening right now after since the last 6 months, since the May incidents, is that the time is now for Pakistan. This is the biggest and the best opportunity has ever got, because now you don't have to shy away to say we have a business or we have an office in Pakistan, because now there is an acceptability. I've lived in the US for 33 years. It's always been very difficult to go out and make some big deals out there and says we have an office in Pakistan. I said, oh, okay. So now we have to figure out how to create a front office somewhere else to mass that thing, because we have the talent, we have the scale, we have the capacity, but we don't have that acceptance all over the world. Now those things are changing. I think it is as very rightfully Michael said, it has a very short shelf life. If we don't execute this time, we're going to lose it again. We have done it before. It's not that something that we have not done it before. We have done it before, but this is the best opportunity we have ever got in our lifetime that I know of, that we now have to hit, double down, total down, all the entrepreneurs, founders, businessmen that are doing right now. And if you talk about all the business people who are actually doing global at the global stage, will tell you. That this is when we go out and try to sell or in Pakistan, this has been the best time for them. I've traveled for the last 11 months or 13 months. I was in Pakistan running the Pakistan Software Export Board, and I travel all over the place. I represented Pakistan in a lot of different fronts. I was there before May and I was there after May. Trust me and take me for it. It is a night and day difference. People are taking you differently. People are taking you seriously. And even if I just talk about the tech space, is also taking it very differently. It's not just the defense, but I think what we have shown that we have the technical prowess to do, to show and prove it, that we have the chops to do what we can say. We've always been saying that we are the best talent in the country and we can do this. We actually demonstrated, we actually did it. So I think the time is, again, it's very optimistic, and especially the youth people that I'm saying, you will not get a better chance at this one.
Request.
Thank you so much for the honor to share some of my views. I will share my story. Back in 2007, I was in Nadra headquarters, Islamabad. I built a vision to go to China, because at that time it was in a developing stage. None of the company in the top 10 of Chinese at that time. But I could see that vision that China could be the next economic power. And the next 10 years, we could see that out of those 10 companies, 5 were Chinese companies. So I worked there, I learned, I came back to Pakistan. And I wanted to make a unicorn. But in that change that I wanted to bring, there was so much uncomfort. And that's what I want to share with one example, so that you could feel that change. How difficult is that change? If we could realize everyone can play a part in it. There is one small little exercise that we could do to understand what it really means to be a change. We can hold and fist our hands like this. All please fist their hands. And now just change the fingers on the opposite side. And the thumb, which you put on the top, change it to the other one. You would feel you are holding someone else's hand. You feel that uncomfort. So that change brings uncomfort when you come back to Pakistan. And once you start doing something for Pakistan, you have to, at that time there was no electricity. There was terrorism in the country back in 2011. But I aimed that, okay, I will build the ecosystem. I made the first company, the $1 million company, and then I started helping people and build that ecosystem that turned that one studio into 200 studios right now in Pakistan. And Pakistan is in the global gaming economy in the top 5, representing in the global stage against Turkey, against Vietnam, China, India. So that is the And what that change really means, it means that we should change our ways. We should help each other rather than pulling of each other. We should be sportive, like when I saw Ikram Sehgal, and I was a bit hopeless in the last 4 or 5 years. When I saw him, I felt that energy, that he's still Pakistan first, is the agenda for Pakistan. So this is the same resonate vision I carry. And I believe that Pakistan time has now. It is on the global stage. And I welcome you all to be part of that ecosystem, and we can play our economic role in the world, inshallah.
Thank you very much. Fareed.
Thank you very much, Beacon of Hope, Mr. Ikram Sehgal. So the Pakistan story, I feel it's beyond potential now. It's reforms, it's asset pricing and execution. Some of the times we miss the execution part. And since I represent capital markets of the country, and if at all, when it goes up, the politicians claim that this is the national consumer index. I mean, how people feel about it. If that is taken as such, so Pakistan index, the Karachi Stock Exchange Index has 189,000, speaks volume about certain things that Pakistan has done right in the yesteryears. So my statement today is that it's about time, and some of the things that have been said in English, let me phrase it in Urdu, and I'll translate it for my foreign guests who don't understand Urdu. So Faraz said, बात अब दोस्ती की नहीं हौसले की है, लाजिम नहीं कि तू भी मेरा हम ख्याल हो, टूटा तो हूँ मगर भी बिखरा नहीं फराज, मेरे जिस्म पे जैसे शिकस्तों का जाल हो. So it says what it essentially says is that I may be down, but and there may be scars on my body, but I'm still standing tall, and the scars say that I am still standing. And it goes to the forces as well, that whatever plus and minuses point that Pakistan has had in the past, Pakistan is standing tall. I'll save 1 minute of my time from the 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll try to come back after Shahid Khaqan Abbasi Saab is done and over with his speech today. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me put this off. When I thought about who to call for this subject, Pakistan First, I thought of somebody no better than Shahid Khaqan Abbasi, for many reasons. And of course, I must say I'm prejudiced because of his father and his uncle, but the fact of the matter remains that when he was the Prime Minister, things did happen, and he did make changes. And one of the things his military secretary told me was that he does not leave any files on his desk. All his files that are on his desk are done for the day. And I thought about it, that was like it's a family tradition that goes back, I think, to his father and probably his grandfather and his uncles. But one thing was there. He was always honest and sincere to Pakistan. And always is honest and sincere to Pakistan. So for me, there was no other choice when I wanted to do the last subject in Davos, Pakistan First. And no apologies to America First. We have no aspirations for anybody else's territories. Our aspirations are our own territories. And I think when both Abu Bakr and Fareed alluded to, and everybody talk about 9th of May, it is true. Something really, truly wonderful happened on 9th of May. In 6 hours, we inflicted military defeat aside. We inflicted a psychological defeat. Before that day, we used to hear about drones attacking us, and one of the greatest anchors of India went on television and said, Multan port has been taken. Right? So you can imagine the amount of misinformation that was going on. And but the fact of the remained in 6 hours, and I will commend the army leadership for restraining themselves from going and doing much more in the interest of peace. And I think that gives a soldier is better. He's good when he fights a war, but he fights a war in order to attain peace. So before that, you saw I dedicated some patriotic songs, next ones, to the Armed Forces of Pakistan. I think that they have contributed in their way, but theirs is not the only way. There's also the political way, there's also the economic way, and all have to come together. And with that, I hand over to you, Shahid.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's a privilege to be here, invited by Pathfinder Group and Mr. Kram Sehgal. And over the years of my life, I was told he was a brave man. But it takes a lot of courage to invite an opposition politician to perform. So he's braver than I thought. You must have heard over the last few days about the potential of Pakistan, and Pakistan has immense potential. We are a huge market, 240 million people. We have mineral wealth. We have geography. We have a lot of things on our side. We also have another potential, which I hope the speakers over the last couple of days talked about, which is our youth. We are the only probably the only country in the world where almost 2/3 of the people. That is our potential. That is an asset. But it can be a huge liability also. So, as Mike said, we need to fix our house first. It's good to have optics. It's good to talk about things, but you have to deliver. So what does Pakistan need today? Pakistan needs to go back to the basics. We need massive reform. Our system. We need to have, what does the government do? The government's bottom line to grow the economy. We get jobs, we get taxes. That's what every government strives for. How do you get stability, economic stability in Pakistan? How do you grow the economy? You, number one, must have rule of law. We need to understand that. Number two, political stability. We need to understand that. And we need to have a policy structure, we need a democracy that understands all this. So Pakistan's potential is there, but it will remain uncapitalized unless we fix our own house. We got to fix our policy structure. We need to fix our politics. And that is all we need. There are no miraculous solutions. You need to work, you need to take decisions, you need to move forward. That's all you need to do. And if you go to business, if you look at Pakistan, the ease of business, where do we stand? The entry into business is easy, is good. But after that, it's not a great story. What happens when you start running a business? And I'll just leave you with an anecdote from history. There was a repressive dictator called Idi Amin in Uganda in the 80s. And he was part of the Commonwealth, so he was repressing people. So the Commonwealth sent an emissary to him that you should have freedom of speech. So Idi Amin said, yes, I have this complete freedom of speech in Pakistan. And I guarantee freedom of speech. But there's no, I do not guarantee freedom after speech. So, so you can go, you can go into, you can go into business in Pakistan, but what happens after that is a different story. So I hope, I really believe that every government needs to pitch, make its own difference to what they're doing. But the bottom line is Pakistan needs massive reforms everywhere today. That's what we need to work on. Thank you.
Yes, Fareed had asked for 2 minutes afterwards. So.
So I will just take a minute or two because speakers normally don't lie. We sometimes are sentimental about things, but I just put down a few things for you, and I'll just scroll them down because I won't have time to explain what it is. But if you can really have a look at what Pakistan reform agenda, Shahid Bhai just talked about it, what was needed, the sort of reforms, gas and power sector reforms, privatization, border controls, anti-corruption, etc. Next, please. And what has changed in the forex market? How Pakistan has been able to control the rupee parity? That is a few things that we tried to tabulate. Next. And yes, the remittance inflow is very important and crucial in whatever we have been able to see. And then the more important thing is the cross-currency swaps. So the CDS, if you go back one, so the CDS, which was about 124% or 1240 basis point, that has come down by 98%. So CDS can be 2 year, 5 years, 6 years. So I just tabulated one just to show. Forex reserves you've shown, and you normally do take look at what it is. The foreign exchange reserves are like for Pakistan these days. External debt, although we are still at 80 billion, although we have paid about 25 billion, but still 80 billion is something that is not really out of the world for us. Next, please. So this digitalization, EMI licensing, RAST, etc. Pakistan is going into branchless banking and straight away into digital banking. That's a lovely thing. And organizations like VRG are really doing their best to really educate and to put down and under society people to really bring them up and par to other countrymen. Next, please. So taxation reforms, in 3 years' time, Pakistan has been able to achieve 13 trillion from 7 trillion, and the target is even higher, could be 15 or 16 trillion next year. But see, in less than 3 years, we have almost doubled the revenue. Yes, the one great thing that in the earlier years, some of the asset classes, some of the revenue was for free. I mean, if somebody was living a lavish life and was not paying tax, he used to say that I have earned it from agricultural income or any other type of income which was exempt from tax. No more that case now. You have to have every asset class is taxed. Although agricultural income, the revenue part is very minimal right now, but somebody cannot escape this. Next, please. Yeah, privatization is something very important in the history of Pakistan, and the way PIA was privatized and strategized in such a way that the government of Pakistan is not looking forward to the foreign exchange or the local exchange. They just wanted this airline to be up and running, and how to really make it happen. They wanted the bidder to place money into it and go for the format and the plan that they've given. Next, and we have a healthy.
Fareed, you said 2 minutes.
Okay.
You've got about 5 minutes already.
I won't take much. ML1 is again up, and next and last is that yes, agriculture. So this agri tech and the agri export is very important for farmers and for Pakistanis. And I think the rest I will leave because of paucity of time. Thank you very much.
Well, I think we almost come to the end of our speaking sessions. We have only have a Qawwali in the end of the day. Shahid Khaqan talked about my bravery of being inviting an opposition politician. Let me tell you, that when he was Prime Minister, Bilawal was sitting in the front row. He got down to the front row and met him, if you remember, Bilawal at that time. I want to allude to that is say that when we come out of Pakistan, we are one Pakistan. I do not think of any political party. I only think of Pakistan. I think my contention is all the political parties have a right, and all are Pakistanis. They may do all sorts of opposition to each other as much as they feel like within the country. But when they come out of the country, it is one Pakistan. And that is why we say first Pakistan. First Pakistan, and then your petty problems beyond that. So I will say this to you, that it's been a long journey for Pakistan. And Pakistan, yes, has turned. 9th of May has been a very profound turning. You cannot deny that. In 6 hours, what happened is something, and it woke up many people, particularly among friends got shocked. So did our enemies. But that was what was required, to wake ourselves up, wake them up as to our potential. And I think Shahid Khan Abbasi rightly talked about our youth. We have to invest in our youth. The future is in our youth. So please thank you, Shahid Khan, for being here. And I know you recalculate your thing, and I'm only sorry Mr. Ismail is not here. But the thing is that we really admire the potential that Pakistan has, and we want that potential to be developed in such a way that our future of the country is bright and not just a mirage, which is at the moment it looked to most of us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just some housekeeping, please occupy the tables now. Lunch will be served in about 5-10 minutes. After that, after lunch, there is only, we're going to have today a Qawwali from 5 p.m. really, 5 to 7:30, because a lot of people have to travel tomorrow, and we don't want the travel to be upset. As you can see, the people are stuck in traffic jams all over the place, right? Okay, thank you very much.